American 765.
Well, good evening, everyone. It is now 7:15, and it's time for the New Hams Net. So welcome to the Tuesday night New Hams Net. I'm Dave, KR4DYS. I'll be your net control operator for this evening. We greatly thank and appreciate the board of the Metropolitan Repeater Association for letting us use this repeater for the net. I will call for check-in shortly. Please give us your name and call sign phonetically. I'll write it down and call you in turn. Let us know what is happening with you, along with what you want to share with the net. And now we will begin with check-in.
KR4EYF. This is NA4AX. November Alpha 4 Alpha X-ray. Name here is Larry.
Thank you very much, Larry. Nice to have you on the net tonight.
I thought I'd wait and do it. See, my sister's a little bit late for supper. I said it's fine with me that might enable me to get on the net for the first time. You know, I've been waiting to get on that, but you always have to wait. By the time too late, it's been splitting. But anyway, yeah, I've had a few little problems today, but it's been thanks to, God is a good, he really, and I just want to let everybody know that Jesus is the way to the truth and the life, and for peace and happiness, and I just want to share that with anybody that's on that would be on the net. So, back to you, Dave. This is NA4AX.
Thank you, Larry, but right now I'm only doing check-in. So when we go in turn, then I'll ask you what's on your mind, so... I would like to get all the people that would like to check in right now. So, who's next that would like to check in?
Hey, good evening. This is KR4KOI. My name is Ed.
Could you please repeat your first name, please? Thank you very much.
Ed, Echo Delta.
Thank you very much. And who would like to be the next contestant tonight?
This is Alpha Bravo 2, Oscar Echo, AB2OE. Name here is Bob, Bravo, Oscar, Bravo, and North Chesterfield. Back to you.
2687.
Thank you, Bob.
This is
7300.
Kilo Romeo 4, Charlie Bravo Alpha. Name here is Mark, Mike Alpha, Romeo, Kilo, Central Hanover.
Whiskey 4, Hotel Oscar, Oscar. Name is Mike, Mike India Kilo Echo, and I am in Bon Air.
You, Mike?
This is Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Alpha Delta. Name is Randy, Romeo Alpha November Delta Yankee.
Thank you very much, Randy. Can I ask you to repeat your call sign one more time, please?
Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Alpha Delta, KO4KAD.
Thank you, Randy. And do we have any, excuse me, do we have any more people out there that would like to check in?
This is Whiskey 4, Bravo, Romeo Uniform. Bruce.
This is
Kilo 4, Oscar, Whiskey, Uniform, Chevy, Glen Allen.
Where are all the new hams?
This is Kilo 4, Lima Sierra Echo, Doug, North Chesterfield.
I believe I caught your name is Doug, but would you please redo your call sign for me, please?
This is Kilo 4, Lima Sierra Echo, Doug.
Thank you, Doug. All right, before we begin coming down the line, one more final call out for check-in.
County 01, 281 for 290.
All right, very good. Well, we're going to start at the top of the list with NA4AX Larry. What's on your mind tonight, Larry?
Nothing much. This is NA4AX. Sitting here waiting for my supper to be ready and all that, so, and listen to the net. I'm sorry I spoke a term, but for some reason I misinterpreted your emotions there and thought you gave me permission to speak, so I'm really sorry if I hogged the situation out. I did not mean to. It was unintentional, so anyway, everything's fine. You know, like I said, I had some problems this morning, but it's been ironed out and all that stuff, so glad to be on here. It's the first net I've been on for quite a long time. So, anyway, back to you, and excuse my speech because my Alzheimer's, I cannot speak very good. So, anyway, this is NA4AX in Sandston.
No problem, Larry. Welcome to the net. And now we're at K4KOI, Ed.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. This is KR4KOI. Ed up in Hanover County. Just got my ham, I guess, about 2 weeks ago. Trying to get over the little bit of mic fright I have, I suppose. Yeah, but the biggest thing, you know, I was just making whipped up a Pi Star repeater, which was kind of cool, but it took about 4.5 days trying to figure out how to get that silly thing to work, and it's like every important step is kind of hidden or not explained very well. But in the end, I did get it working pretty good, and just trying to get up enough nerve to get in, you know, jump on in and broadcast my voice over, you know, North America or the world for that matter. So it's kind of exciting, but I need to, you know, figure out what to say and how to. You net.
Well, Ed, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the net for the first time. And you've actually hit the right net to be on, because this is what this is. This is a learning net. And this is a practicing net. So don't have a whole lot of mic fright. Just get in there, participate, and we will help you out. I'm going to let the repeater drop here for a second. And Ed, just for your education, this repeater has a 90-second drop-off point. So when you think you're getting close to 90 seconds, let the repeater drop off, and then you can continue. And now we're going to go to AB2 OCE Bob.
Dave, good evening, everybody. Nice to be on this net. Missed the last two nets, so happy to be back. And not a whole lot going on, just doing, you know, regular spring things. And I'm also de-windowing all my computers in the house and moving to Linux, so that's kept me kind of busy. Nothing else to report. Back to net.
Thank you, Bob. All right, next in line is KR4CBA Mark.
KR4CBA here in Central Hanover. Everybody's getting the repeater just nicely. And welcome, Ed. Man, don't mic fright. Yeah, you'll get over it. I know you will. You already have done a great job. So welcome to Ham Radio and welcome to the net. Nothing really here to report. Been fielding text messages from my family. It's an ordeal. But anyway, everybody sounds good, and nothing extra to add. Just glad spring's got here. I'm not crazy about the pollen, but it is what it is. But with that being said, I'm going to send it back to you, Dave, back to the net control. Appreciate you doing it tonight, and just thought I'd drop in. So anyway, this is Kilo Romeo 4, Charlie Bravo Alpha, Central Hanover. I'm clear.
Well, thank you very much, Mark. Appreciate you being here. And next on the line is W4HOO Mike.
This is W4HOO. I would like to congratulate Ed on getting his ticket a couple weeks ago. You're going to have a lot of fun. There's no shortage of things to do in this hobby, that's for sure. Like you, I just got on DMR within the last week, and I've got a hotspot running WPSD. So it's running on a Raspberry 5, and I shared the same frustration I think that you went through. It was a little figure out. First, DMR was a little confusing on its own, and then once I got that sorted out on the handheld, getting the hotspot, getting it sorted out on the hotspot, that's another story altogether. But like you, I'm up and running. I'm happy to report, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's not the same as being on analog, that's for sure. It's different. It's completely different. So I'll send it back to net control. Dave, thanks for running that. This is W4HOO.
Oh, Mike, you're a man after my own heart because I haven't gotten as far as you've gotten, but I've had a few local repeater DMR contacts, so I'm looking into that aspect of the hobby myself. So next on board is KO4KAD Randy.
KR4EYF KO4KAD. Yeah, good evening, Dave, and everybody on the net. I heard you started up, so I thought I'd hang around and check in. Good to hear everybody tonight. I'm going to be one and done. I've got a HF net. I'm going to jump on here in just a few minutes, and we're finishing up our wind link. So that's all we got going on here. Thanks for running the net. We'll turn it back to net control from KO4KAD 73.
Thank you very much, Randy. Glad to have you with us. And now moving on to W4BRU, Bruce.
Thanks, Dave. This is kind of fun. This new ham thing started because of a group of 4 women who wanted some mentoring. So I'm interested in the fact that the entire crew tonight, none of the chicks, as they call themselves, the ham radio chicks, none of them is on tonight. It's all a bunch of roosters. So I think that's downright funny. But anyway, I'm going to have to give them a hard time about that. But anyway, good to hear you. Good to hear everybody on here. And I'll turn it back to KR4EYF, W4BRU.
Thank you, Bruce. Yes, I'm going to love to hear the conversation on Thursday morning when we're at the board meeting. All right, moving on. KK4OWU, Chevy.
Yes, KK4OW, Chevy. I'm in here in Glen Allen near 295 and Staples Mill. Thank you for doing that, Dave. We all appreciate it. Not too much to add. Trying to get used to this weather. It's up one day and down the next, and the pollen isn't making things any better. So I'm adjusting my thermostat from heat to cold. Not every day, but anyway, that's just life. Let me grab a nickel. Looking forward to Easter. The only thing I had to add is for the Monument Avenue 10K, we're still needing a couple volunteers to fill in. It's a lot of fun. Everybody has a good time. You do not need to have experience. We'll pair you up with somebody that is, and it's a blast. But other than that, my grass is growing like crazy. I guess we put too much fertilizer down, and I cut it a week ago, and now it's about 8 inches tall, so go figure. But other than that, things are good here. 73 is everybody. Thank you, Dave. KK4OWU.
Thank you very much, Chevy. Greatly appreciate your presence. And now going on to KK4LSE, Doug.
KK4LSE, Dave, thanks for doing that tonight. You don't sound as pleasantly to hear as the chicks do, but I hope they're doing okay. Nora and Nora and Emily, and looking forward to maybe seeing them Thursday and hearing from you and seeing you Thursday. I don't have a whole lot more than that to say on this nickel here, but we'll talk to you later. We'll return back to net control. This is KK4LSE.
Thank you very much, Doug. I appreciate that. About the only thing I've got going for me tonight is an SWR reading of 1.39 to 1. So considering where I'm living, I'm ecstatic about that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go into our second round. And before we do, does anybody else out there would like to check in?
Still on here?
KQ4, HOA, Scott.
Scott, you're a little scratchy tonight. Could you repeat your call sign for me, please?
If you want to do it, you can pick up the crew with the lobby.
KQ4, HOA, Kilo Quebec 4, Homeowners Association.
That's that dude. I'm going to have the hotel driver do it since that crew gets...
Very much, Scott. And do we have anybody else that would like to check in? All right. Well, I'll tell you what, before we start down the list again, let's give Scott an opportunity to tell us what's on his mind tonight and what's going on in his world. Scott?
I don't have a whole lot going on. Just wanted to check in and keep the skills going, and just stumbled upon this net happenstance. But besides having the worst call sign that we could possibly have, everything else is good.
I think your call sign is absolutely amazing. Because one thing that gives amateur radio people a hard time is an HOA.
Thankfully, I don't have to worry about it in my area, but it's yeah, it could be an issue.
All right. Well, we're going to work our way down the list again, and for our second and final call, we're going to have a topic. Because tomorrow is April Fool's Day, and beginning in May is ham radio operators' favorite convention, the Dayton Hamvention, which runs the 15th through the 17th. So tonight's topic for this round is anybody going? And if you are going, what do you hope to purchase and bring back?
Where did company plan for you guys for an alternate?
Now we're going to start the list all over again. KA4AX, Larry.
Okay, because they got us going to Pittsburgh, so we're just trying to find something closer because fuel's getting a little tight here.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have a lot of...
KA4AX, Larry, are you by your radio? It looks like Larry probably went to dinner. So now we're going to move on to KR4KOI. Ed.
Good. I definitely want to get like a decent used HF radio so I can start working the 10 meter side, you know, for a good price, of course. That's what I would look for. Back to control.
Thank you. And from what I understand from my research, Dayton's Hamvention has the largest boneyard known to man. All right, now we're going to AB2 OCE, Bob.
Dave, and before I say anything else, just let me say welcome to Ham Radio, Ed. I'm 69. I got my license when I was 15 years old, and I still consider myself a new ham. So I'm on the right net, the new ham's net, because you learn something new every day with the hobby. And I'm not going to Dayton. I've never been to Dayton. I think it would be a very dangerous thing for me to go to Dayton unless I put all of my money in a trust somewhere so that I could.
Ambulance 442.
And thanks for moving that, Dave. Back to you.
327 Harbor Oak Drive. cross streets on Water Oak Lane and Terrell.
All right, and next up is KR4 CBA Mark.
Time out 1935.
What's your wish list, and are you going to Dayton?
No, there won't be any road trip in my future there, and I want to congratulate Scott with his HOA. I wish I had that, because that's what I live in, is an HOA. And of course, somebody else mentioned the girls, the New Hampton and the girls. Like, it would be great to hear them. I think Nora had a hip replacement or something, and Emily and Kathleen's she's like a bottle of sunshine. So it's always good hearing the girls on here. But anyway, kind of missing them tonight, just their enthusiasm. But yeah, probably no trips anywhere, and I'm fiddling with the antenna setup, which I'm not using, and I'm using a different radio. But anyhow, everybody sounds great in the repeater, and I'm glad everybody hung around. Yeah, I was talking about Larry too. He's probably getting his dinner. Let me drop the mic. No, everybody sounds this net's really starting to really get really good, and it's not an accident. Dave, you're running it there. You're doing a good job. I'm gonna send it back to you, neck and roll. And forgive me, I don't have your call sign in front of me, but I know it's Dave. So anyway, you're probably on your Wilson just like I am. So this is Kilo Romeo 4, Charlie Bravo Alpha, Central Hanover. I am checking out. 73 guys.
Thank you very much, Mark. And mine is KR4EYF. And now we're moving on to W4HOO Mike. Any thoughts on the Dayton Hamvention?
This is W4HOO. Well, like the other gentlemen, a couple before me, I am 65 years old, and I got licensed when I was 15. And I've never made it to Dayton for a ham fest, although I love a good road trip, and I definitely love going to ham fest. I think if I went to Dayton, I'd have to get myself a prepaid debit card or something like that, so I couldn't just lose my mind, because I've got a fairly large pickup truck with a lot of room in it, and I'd be very tempted to go to that boneyard and haul a bunch of that old stuff home that reminded me of my days when I first got on the air when I was 15 years old. So I would love to go. That's on my bucket list. That's absolutely for sure. In the meantime, I'm just going to have to settle for some of the ham fests around here. Any ham fest is a good ham fest as far as I'm concerned. So, Dave, thanks for running the net. Send it back to you. This is W4HO73 to everybody.
Yeah, Mike, I know exactly what you're feeling. I'm actually going to Dayton next month, and it's going to be my very first time. And I'm going up there hopefully with a paid-off credit card, and I'll try very hard not to lose my mind. And because I'm venturing into DMR, I'm going to spend a lot of time at the Bridgecom booth. So now we're moving on to KO4 KAD Randy. Right, Randy with one and done. So now W4BRU, Bruce.
Well, I too have not visited Dayton. I've not been to the Hamfest. I've been to Dayton on my ship at a reunion there, which I give a hard time about because, it's a deep water port, right, for a ship's reunion. But anyway, went there for a ship's reunion, but never been there for a Hamfest. Thought it'd be kind of nice to do sometime. But in terms of people looking for a quick local bargain, April, let me look at it, April 13th, I think it is Saturday, is the Tailgate Fest here in town. And there's usually lots of good, and it really is good, used gear there. And it's a good one to see. It's April 11th, 8 to about noon. Okay, that's all I really had. Want to pass that on. So anyway, back to you, Dave, for KR4 EYF W4BRU.
Thank you, Bruce. And now we're moving on to KK4 OWU Chevy.
Yes, KK4OWU. Not too much to add. When I was working, we played a lot of tricks on each other for April Fool's Day, and some of them were hilarious. No harm. But one thing I did want to mention, if y'all need any help from DMR or any other aspect of radio, reach out to Help Desk. I repeat, help desk at rats.net. We've got a good Elmer's program, and just shoot us an email, and we'll be glad to get our Elmer's going and help you out. As far as dating, I'm probably not going to go. I've got probably more radio gear than I need, and so we're just going to try to behave ourselves. But anyway, thank you for doing that, Dave. 73s, everybody. KK4OWU.
Thank you very much, Chevy. And for everybody's knowledge, Chevy is very good at what he does. And when I first got into DMR, he was invaluable into getting code plugs and getting me on the air. So you're always in my debt, Chevy. So thank you very much. Now moving on to KK4 LSE, Doug.
KK4 LSE, yeah, Dave. I've never been to Daytona, the Hamvention or anything, and I doubt I'll make it anytime soon. I'm going to try to hit some local ones, and I'm going to go to the 6-meter tailgate thing on the 11th, so I hope to find some stuff there. But other than that, I'll probably stay local and probably work on downsizing a little bit myself so I can add some new stuff. So we'll return back to net control, KK4 LSD.
Well, thank you very much, Doug, and I look forward to seeing you Thursday morning at the board meeting. And our final contestant for this evening is our gentleman with the most interesting call sign, KQ4HOA, Scott.
Alright, KQ4HOA. I'm not going to be making the Hamfest, but I do have a lot of aspirations because I'm only working off a handheld, which you probably hear. And I have a QRP Labs radio that I'm still waiting to build. Need to find some help getting that built to start working on my Morse code connections. And then need to start working on my ham shack as well, but unfortunately not going to make it to Hamfest, but hopefully this summer will be a good way to start building and working on getting some sort of a shack getting going.
Well, thank you very much, Scott, and thank you everyone for being part of the new Ham's Net this evening. We will now close the net, and at this time, and return the repeater back to General Ham Use. 73, everyone. Have a great evening. God bless.